Spring is just around the corner. Already the yellow daisies are in flower. Their cheery colour always makes me smile. I keep an eye on the deciduous trees, looking for their first leaves and blossoms. In quiet anticipation of spring, I am rereading The Secret Garden, one of my most favourite books. So, Wonder Weavers, this week I have been focusing on the windows and the door of the dollhouse. I explained in my earlier video when I revealed the exterior that I changed my original plan, and that was because I was reading Unearthing the Secret Garden, this beautiful book by Martha McDowell. Martha McDowell is a horticulturalist and a writer, and she's written a number of books which explore the places and in particular gardens that inspired classic books like The Secret Garden. And obviously, Unearthing the Secret Garden explores the places and the gardens that inspired Frances Hodgson Burnett. So I learned a lot from Martha about Frances, and I have to say I now have a deeper appreciation for The Secret Garden. I'm reading it now through a different lens, and I was delighted to discover that Frances and I share a couple of passions. Frances loved the rose, and I do too. I just adore the plant. So while reading Unearthing the Secret Garden, I realized that when I go into my imagination and I think of the word home, immediately I conjure an image of a house and a garden. So I realized that I needed to somehow incorporate a garden into the dollhouse, and I wasn't quite sure how to do that. So I did a bit of research and I looked at historic houses, and I came across quite a few with window planter boxes. So as a result, I changed the plan and added the boxes. I also looked at the various styles of boxes and the kinds of plants that grow in them. So Wonder Weavers, I hope you enjoy watching me as I try and create a little bit of magic inspired by The Secret Garden. And I'd also love to hear from you. Where is your secret garden? Is it a place in your imagination, or is it a place that you actually know and have experienced? I'd love to hear from you. So I'm beginning by creating collage papers. I have actually decided to make some plants from paper. I love paper craft, so I felt this was a really good challenge for me. But if you're not into paper craft, or you're not overly patient, you may prefer to create a garden using artificial plants, of course mini plants, or even dried. I've decided to create a cascading garden, so I will be trying to make geranium and ivy, and I may add some roses too. I'm going to make the ivy first. I start by cutting several strips of metal wire. The longest is around 10 to 12 centimeters in length, and that will be the primary stem. I then wrap the shorter lengths around the longer one. I found in my cupboard some green crepe paper, so I've cut thin strips of the paper and I'm just wrapping it around the wire. Once my collage papers are dry, I take out my embroidery scissors and have a go at cutting ivy leaves. I first start by cutting a larger leaf out of a square, and then I gradually build my confidence and the leaves get smaller and smaller. Once I've got a little pile of leaves, I then glue them on with PVA. So in the back of my cupboard I also found some white paper roses. I'm just going to create some additional branches and leaves using a similar method. This time, instead of covering the metal with crepe paper, I'm using shredded craft paper, which I'll paint with green acrylic. And just like in Mary's Secret Garden, the window gardens will have a little guardian. My little friend is inspired by the Australian scarlet robin. Originally, I'd planned to cover the windows with acetate sheets, but I couldn't find the sheets at the right thickness at a reasonable price here in Australia, so I've decided to cut up a hard card case. Now that the windows are covered, I move on to the door. Drawing inspiration from Georgian style doors, I cut out rectangular panels from the back or backing of a watercolour paper pad. And before gluing them to the door with PVA, I paint the door with chalk paint, white in colour. The door's window was missing a sash when I found it, so I replaced it with a matchstick. Then, to make the window a little bit more elaborate, I create a stained glass window. First, I cut out a rose-shaped design from black cardstock with my paper knife. Then I add a splash of red and I cover the petals of the roses with cellophane, sticking the sheets down with double-sided tape. As a final touch, I mould a doorknob from clay and paint it with mica. Now it is time to plant. I cut up a sponge with a scourer, green in colour, and I line each of the planter boxes with the strips, trimming them so that they're nice and snug. I then have a lot of fun arranging my plants. I then step back and admire the view. Oh look, the door is open. Someone's inside. I wonder who is going to live in the dollhouse. Do you have any ideas, Wonder Weavers? So Wonder Weavers, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I really love sharing this journey with you. Next stage, we're going to venture indoors. I have a couple of ideas. I'm thinking about what I would like each room to look like. But if you have any ideas or suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. All of my contact information is in the description box below. Meanwhile, Wonder Weavers, I just want to take a moment to thank you all for your comments, likes and subscriptions. I send a big warm welcome to all of our new Wonder Weavers. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and I hope that you continue to enjoy Little Worlds of Wonder. So Wonder Weavers, take care, stay well, and don't forget to play. Until the next time, ciao.